Can you do what I usually do to start the episodes? That's all I'm gonna say.
which
Because this
is
Yeah, boy.
do your clap, sir.
yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of the HBCU podcast, the show. Anything you want it to be with your host, Hashim the Dream. You already know what it is. And my co host.
Good rising, good people. Bobby K here with the mic and our honorary host slash editor.
While they're not well, y'all, let's skip the intro because I got a hot take for y'all's real quick. Just to get into something real fast, right? You
My,
feel me?
you tell us this. All right, go ahead.
I know that I had to just cut to it. I'm sorry. I had to cut to it.
All right, so we're just gonna just cut this from the original review that we're doing. But go ahead.
No. Just going in real fast.
All right, go ahead.
Bad news is it kind of just slipped my mind. So, I had it.
There's no way. Y'all saw that real time. This man lost his whole thought that quick.
I did. No, as I was even about to interrupt and approach it, I was like, oh, I forgot this. Should I even start? I should stop. No, I'm gonna keep going.
That was the universe talking to you, telling you to stop distracting us from the bullshit.
Anyway, Bobby, you want to get into the main topic of today?
All right, so back to regularly scheduled programming. So today, as you guys see from the title, we are doing a film review of Bad Boys Ride or Die. Yes, the fourth installment of the iconic Bad Boy series with Martin Lawrence and William Smith. So before we get into anything with the review, I just need to ask Hashim, did you see this fourth one, brother?
Nah, man.
And why is that?
Because Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, and I cannot. Nah, let me stop. I didn't want to go to movie theaters to watch it. Maybe this weekend, maybe next week.
Did you see the trailer for it?
Of course.
Okay, so before we get into the movie, I guess mainly me and Wale, what was you guys' initial thoughts when you saw the trailer, or that when it was announced that it was going to be a fourth one, and then you saw the trailer? What was your initial thoughts?
Bad Boys movie coming out. Like I, it's not something that I was like, oh, after 3, you wasn't looking forward to 4,
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, damn, oh, there's a fourth one. That's nice.
Did you like the third one, Hashim?
I liked all of them. They're all entertaining, but I'm not a movie critic.
You don't got to be a movie critic to be excited for a new.
Nah, Bobby, you a movie critic.
Oh, here you go.
Hashim, do you need to be shot in the foot to know a bullet in the foot is painful? No.
No.
Do you need to be a game developer to know a good game is bad or not? No.
Yeah, but your standards are different. But Wale, go ahead, give your opinion.
But wait, no, hold on, no, real quick. What do you mean your standards are different? What does that mean?
If you're a game developer and you're looking at a game, you're gonna see it in a different way because you know the ins and out of the game. As a normal consumer, you just be like, oh, this game's kind of fun. Or if that's the type of genre you like playing, this game's kind of fun.
But the thing is,
if I play fighting games and I'm going to play an RPG game, I'm like, yo, this game kind of trash, bro. Like, I really, this is not my type of game.
But on the flip side of that, you do know, so fighting games is not your cup of tea, period. But the games that you do play, you can still tell the difference. Like you brought up 2K before. You know the difference between a good 2K or a basketball NBA live game versus the shitty ones. Right or wrong?
2K got the same problem.
Well,
every time, every year.
Did you need to be a game developer or animator to know that?
Okay. Hey. Bobby asked me the question. I answered the question. Wale, please go. This is how we know get into the topic. I get
it's
cooked.
Bobby. It's not me. I'm sorry. It's Bobby. But anyways,
I get cooked is crazy. Yeah.
So my first initial thoughts is why, and I did enjoy the third one. It's still the weakest of the first 3. I enjoyed it. But at the same time, I looked at it, I'm like, why? Why on this God's earth are they doing this? What could they possibly do in this damn film? Initial thoughts.
So you wasn't interested in seeing it initially?
No. I feared for my life that I would probably hate the fuck out of it. Get to
damn.
That. Going.
Damn, y'all are very negative about this one. You too. You didn't see it.
I didn't. Don't say very negative. I was just like, all right, cool.
You was indifferent. I'm sorry. You were indifferent.
No, Wally. No. You just cooked me for 2 minutes. My turn.
Let's get back on. All right,
It's
back
my
on track.
turn.
Is it my turn yet?
My initial thoughts from seeing the trailer was, oh, okay. I was somewhat interested. Obviously, I saw the third one back in 2020, and I was reading articles about it, and I knew initially that they had planned to do a fourth one, so I was already anticipating another one anyway. I just wasn't sure when it was going to happen, but I thought it was going to be sooner than 4 years, so I feel like that was kind of like, interesting choice to prolong it that long. But I was just kind of like, okay, cool. I thought the third one, unlike Wale, I thought the third one had the best story. In terms of, you kind of got to see more of a glimpse of Mike Lowry's character compared to the first two, where he was just kind of, just machismo guy. The second one, he was with Gabrielle Union and shit. The third one, I felt like you got to get more of an interworkings into his background. So the fourth one, I wasn't sure what to expect. I was just kind of like, all right, well, we here, Bad Boys for Life. They, by the way, side note, they definitely should have. I think Will Smith said it. They definitely should have made Bad Boys for Life the fourth one if they knew they was going to do a fourth one, and the third one they should have named it something else. But nevertheless, so initial thoughts on seeing the film Wale. I'm gonna let you go first because I feel like you have a lot to say.
Oh, it's gonna be quick and easy. It wasn't as horrible as I thought it was, but it had the potential. This is what you say. The third one has the best story. The
To me,
fourth
yes.
one has the best in terms of the concept of character progression. Where Mike Lowry is the one who has a certain concern that the character Marcus always had. You feel me?
Which is,
And well, that like commitment to marriage and like living more than just being the bulletproof cop and the bad boy who's always about action. That was a true character defining moment. That should have happened honestly in the third film because like he comes back from death, and this goes into my whole thing with the whole. I don't want to spoil it for fucking Hashim. Damn it.
Go
well,
ahead.
no.
matter.
But we're doing a film review. We're gonna do spoilers. So Hashim,
So
I'm
do you
sorry.
care, Hashim?
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So the third film ended with Mike, not being a dumbass, as they said, and getting with Rita, the captain commander. And this film, up in nowhere, they just insert a wife that we'd never seen before, or a fiance to be married that we don't give, that I didn't give a fuck about. You should have been with Rita. That should have been the end of it right then and there. But
Like, can we? Go
wait,
ahead.
wait.
Go ahead.
So there's that. There was a little plot point there that I just felt was out of place. I have no care for this new fiance, to be honest. So all the danger felt very fabricated to me. Next up, so in concept, the story had a potential, and using the captain who died, like great character.
Captain
That was a
Howard.
great use. That was Captain Howard, great use of his character. But then comes Marcus's whole storyline.
Mm-hmm.
It was entirely corny as fuck to me, and it broke any sort of tone that movie was trying to bring forth to the film. Every time he was on scene, I was like, you're just making a joke with him every second, and I wasn't vibing with it. You could have had a potentially really great film had you kept the tone of the first two, dare I say maybe third film, even though the third one has issues too. But yeah, it wasn't horrible. Definitely could have been a lot better. A lot better.
How would you rate it out of 5?
Out of 5?
Yeah.
A 2.5.
Yikes. So barely average.
2.5 is okay. Out of 5.
That's
Okay.
average.
No. I heard 2.5. I was like, out of 10, that's crazy. But you said,
Hashi, what you gonna say?
give me 1 second.
So, all right. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm a big fan of Bad Boys. Mic check 1 2.
We still hear you. We still hear you.
Oh, okay, just making sure. I'm a big fan of Bad Boys. Is actually my favorite film series of all time, personally. Just from an entertainment perspective, right? So I have pretty high expectations in regards to my enjoyment and entertainment level. Bad Boys 2 is my favorite movie of all time. That being said, This is by far the worst Bad Boys. And I hate saying it like that, but first of all, like Wale mentioned briefly, why Rita, who was the love interest of Mike Lowry, in the third one, why she didn't stay as a love interest and she ends up marrying the mayor, who we'll get into why that was part of the story. And then we, like he said, we just introduced to his new wife, who's just random out of nowhere, who we don't care about. You didn't bring back Gabrielle Union, by the way, which is still crazy to me. She wasn't in these last two films. Um, yeah, there was no reason to care about when later on in the film she ends up getting kidnapped with Captain Howard's granddaughter. It's hard to care about her that much because who the fuck is this, respectfully? So that was already something that was confusing. The first 30 minutes of the film, I could not get into because I did not understand what the story arc was. All we was noticing was, okay, just like Mike in the third one, Marcus ends up having a heart attack at Mike's wedding. They breeze past that fast as fuck for no reason. And then we're just here just trying to figure out, okay, Captain Howard's kind of involved in the story, but it's like a mystery. So we don't know what the hell's going on. We're introduced to Captain Howard's daughter. So the first 30 minutes, I didn't know what was happening. All we was getting was Marcus corny jokes, like Wale said. And that lends me to Marcus' character overall. We'll get more into the story in a second. Marcus did not need to be in this film. I hate to say that. I love Martin Lawrence.
You
He's
can't
a
have
legend.
Bad Boys without a bad boy. Just
Nah,
Bad Boy.
I feel you, Hashim, but if you saw the film, Marcus was so like irrelevant to the story. Everything that was important to the story was towards Mike's character. Oh, Mike's son is a fugitive who is trying to help them solve this case that's related to Mike. Mike's love interest and his connection with Rita in regards to her with the mayor, that's her husband. Mike's story. Everything was catered to Mike's character and his story and his backdrop. There was nothing on Marcus's side outside of Reggie, who's his son-in-law, to give a fuck about. So what happens is he's just there doing dumbass corny jokes throughout majority of the film compared to the third one where he was a lot more funny. Wale, am I off base in saying that?
No, you're not. You're on point. So
So
while we're on this
uh,
topic, oh, go ahead.
can I want to hear Bobby's rating out of five.
Oh yeah.
Okay, before we continue to talk about the story, I would honestly, I would agree with Wale in 2.5. And honestly, the only reason it's not lower is because I did like the ending, which we could get into in a little bit. I like the ending a lot. But yeah, 2.5 out of me.
All right, Wally, go ahead. That's crazy. That's great. 2.5, 5 out of 10.
I hate to say that, but it's we could keep going, but go ahead, Wale.
So I was gonna say I'm gonna try to be the optimistic one for once in this. What were your things that you liked in this film?
So the pros for me, I think all of the one for sure is the side characters in general. I was very impressed with their characters and their acting in general. I think Mike's son, I forgot what his name was. I think he was the star of the movie, to be completely honest. I loved his acting. I love the fact that there was still some tension, obviously because of, you know, his mom dying indirectly because of them, but him still, you could tell he still wanted to have somewhat of a connection with Mike Lowry, and Mike definitely needed him because Mike was having panic attacks. I really like Rita's character. I wasn't sure if she was going to be like a turncoat, a turncoat, or if she was just going to be, you know, on Mike's side, which we found out she was. And the best part, I think, was allowing the end point, which was seeing the cat and mouse game and the confliction of Captain Howard's daughter wanting to get revenge against Mike Lowry's son because his son killed her father. And just to end up having her daughter save him because he saved the daughter. I think, or the granddaughter. I think that was a beautiful point. Honestly, I think that should have been the main arc of the story. And I think it should have just been, if Bad Boys, I think it just should have been Will with his son. and Marcus could have been in the backdrop, to be honest.
So I'm gonna go to the pros real quick, but so yeah, the pros I said before was the concept of Mike's character progression. It was a nice turn to his character, and like you said, with the whole his son saving the captain's granddaughter, that was really good and touching. That's really all. Oh yeah, there's one scene. I'm not gonna spoil it for Hashim, but there is one
You
scene.
might as well. He
No, no, no,
y'all
no,
already
no,
dead
no,
to the whole
no,
movie.
no,
Might as
no,
well.
no, no, no. It's fine. It's fine. There's one character in one scene in this particular film where I'm like, oh wow, okay, all right. I was like, all right. I didn't clap, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give thumbs up. It was impressive.
Can you give me a
Um,
hint so I know who you're talking about?
the ending barbecue.
Oh, I
Yeah,
already said his name.
Yeah.
you didn't say the scene.
I already
Oh.
seen it on Twitter.
Oh,
Go ahead.
What's the scene, Hashim, since you know?
No, he could fight.
yeah.
Well, that wasn't the end. That was kind of the middle. I thought you were talking
No,
about the
that was
barbecue.
the
But
end was
you're
my
talking
hint
about
to
that
you.
character.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
another. Yeah, Reggie was great.
So that was really it as far as the cons now and my problems with
Oh.
the film.
You already did you not already just blast the movie already?
No, those are my initial thoughts and my real problems with the movie. Listen now. I'm not gonna say cons and Hashi since since I already destroyed the movie.
Go ahead.
What I would have liked for Marcus's character instead of the whole like there's a scene where he like a candy machine gets shot and or Kool-Aid and he starts drinking it and it's all for laughs. Like mind you, that tall, lanky nerd dude from the other movies, he got shot and killed. That's
In the
supposed to be
head.
a defining moment. That's someone we've all known. Then the next second they play for laughs. Marvel movie humor right there. The series undertone is
Venom.
just gone in an instant. And for some corny ass candy shit with his I can't die shit, blah blah blah. Marcus should have been the one, honestly. You could have the heart attack and everything, right? But before they could have Mike telling Marcus that he actually has anxiety and is scared with marriage is new to him. Marcus tries to calm him down. He says, I'll always be there for you when you have problems. Heart attack. Now Mike is stuck thinking, damn, I'm about to lose my ride or die, I'm about to be lost in a life I don't know about. Like he's gonna be like nearly lost. Marcus comes out of it, then shit gets real. Marcus is not the one who's panicking like the last film. He's the one that's teaching Mike how to handle all this throughout the film. You feel me? He's still carrying his way into action scenes as best he can, but he's a mentor now. And even at the very end, when Bulletproof Mike has to shoot someone when it comes down to it, Marcus says, look, you got this. And what happened in the other two films? Every time Marcus stepped up saying, oh, that's how you drive, or the second one, now that's how you're supposed to shoot. Marcus could have done the same thing for Mike right then and there, saying, now that's how you're supposed to shoot. From now on, that's how you shoot.
That would have been nice, but technically Marcus did kind of do that in the scene.
No, I mean in a more serious way.
Oh, but not him slapping him like 15 times.
Not the shit that they did. No, fuck that. This movie felt like a Marvel movie. All right, that's why I did not need this shit because I knew from the third film. The third was a preview of what was to come. Once the fourth one was announced right after, I'm like, y'all gonna.
The third one I think had way more funny moments though. I did not laugh majority of this film, like unironically, to be completely honest with you. I think the best parts of this film compared to even the third one, let alone the first two, was like the cinematography. I think the cinematography was really good, the camera work of it. But in terms of the comedy aspect, I think this was easily the least funny film.
Easily the least favorite.
Easily the least funny. I mean, like, okay, what, Hashim?
Now, do you think because you guys have at least Bobby have high expectations that when the film wasn't reaching those expectations anywhere close, that made it feel even worse? Like you wouldn't have given it as bad as a rating if you didn't have those high expectations from the previous movies?
I didn't have high expectations. I just enjoy. It's my favorite film series. It's kind of like bro, like Hashim, if you have a favorite game series, right? GTA. Let's say that's your favorite game series.
Sure.
Even if
Say God of War. Let's stop it. Let's say God of War.
God of War, right? Let's say that's your favorite game series, right? even if there's plot holes or things about it that you don't like or there's weaknesses, you still appreciate. It's like nostalgia. It has a place in your heart. So when a new version of it comes out, you're naturally going to be intrigued because, oh, this is my childhood. This is the thing I've always loved. It's not necessarily you have high expectations. It's just like, okay, this is a story that's been going on for 30 fucking years, and we have certain character arcs and things that we're expecting. It's not high expectations, it's just storytelling. You connect this piece to this piece, and certain aspects of this story did not make sense. The pacing of this film did not make sense. Like Wale just said, the dude, I forgot his name. I know what you're talking about, the tall dude with the glasses. He gets shot. That should be like a, oh shit, like shit gets real. We're trying to figure out what Captain Howard's trying to tell us. And they immediately go to 5-minute montage of dumbass Marcus jokes with him sticking his tongue out with candy dripping on his tongue, hitting the camera. Why are you doing that? That's stupid.
But but you still have expectations. You're not expecting. You're expecting to at least laugh somehow, right?
Bro, but it's a comedy drama, not a drama. It's a comedy action film. That is what Bad Boys has been for 30 years, from the first one to the last one. Is a comedy action film. It can't just be an action film. You have Martin Lawrence, who's one of the funniest people of all time. Will Smith, who's one of the funniest actors of his generation. Why the fuck am I barely laughing throughout the film? Why is some of the funniest moments from not the two co-stars of the film?
Were other people laughing in the theater?
Okay, when I went late. I saw it like a week or so after it came out, so it was only like 4 or 5 of us in the film. So anytime I laughed, I was dolo.
There are people laughing in my film. I mean, my theater. I'll say that. To answer your question, Hashim, I barely had expectations. The only thing you could say I passively expected was, well, Mike being with Rita, because they made a big ass deal about him not being a dumbass and settling down. That's the only thing I really expected, honestly. Action wise, I could like Will. They're both up there in age. Will's more fit. Martin. I was like, I don't expect him to have good action scenes at all, honestly. If like at all, like the third one. So I wasn't expecting.
Which he didn't.
But yeah, so I didn't care. But like I said, it wasn't horrible. I've seen worse. I was shocked I didn't hate it as much as I did like Thor Ragnarok and Love and Thunder and all that. But yeah, I've seen worse. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. So
Hashim, have you ever had a film that you were anticipating coming out, or even an anime? Let's do an anime because we always love anime references here.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an anime that came out that you were looking forward to? Let's not say you was high expectations, but you were looking forward to it because you've watched.
Bro, I got high expectations. If I'm looking forward to it, I got expectations, bro.
It's not high expectations though. You're just looking forward to it.
You watch the series and be like, all right, I'm gonna come into the next season and be like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I don't expect nothing.
Bo, it's not. When I say I don't have high expectations, I'm saying I'm not expecting it to be a 5-star classic. I'm not expecting it to be as good as the first two. I'm expecting it to be an action comedy film that translates some of what we saw in the third one onto the fourth one. And for majority of the film, that did not happen. Proceed with
your question, sir.
So my question was, have you ever had an anime or some type of entertainment that you were looking forward to, and then it came out and you were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. And why was that?
Huh?
Why was that?
I expected it to be fucking fire.
Oh my God.
7 Deadly Sins came out garbage after the last couple seasons that they had before. I expected it to be heat.
So what was wrong with it that you didn't like it though?
Bro, the animation was, and I'm not a stickler for animation, but boy, that was bad. And then the pacing, bro, the fights, the whole thing, I just didn't want to watch it no more.
What'd you just say? You said pacing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that the story arc that was supposed to be there, that was right there in the palm of your hands, they
Yeah.
did wrong. So if they do a story arc wrong, or they fuck up how the movie or whatever it is supposed to flow, that's not about us having high expectations.
But
You just put the expectations in hell, though.
if this was the first movie that you've seen of Bad Boys,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't think the pacing's bad. No, you wouldn't think it's bad compared to the others. You just think it's like, damn, they probably could have picked this up a little bit more. But since you've seen the others, you're like, damn, they really trash with these pacing.
Once again, when I'm comparing this one to the first three, from my perspective, I'm not expecting it to be as good as the first three. So I'm not comparing it in a sense of how much I enjoy it, more so than how much. Well, yes, of course, how much I enjoy it, but also how the stories align itself. The third one, I like the third one. Like I said, I thought it had the best story. I liked the fact that we got to see more of Mike Lowry's character. I like the fact that there was like stakes involved. There was tension involved. Wale always says all the time, he likes when there's stakes involved in things because you can be more invested. It was hard for me to be emotionally invested in anything that Marcus was doing. It was hard for me to be invested in his wife getting kidnapped because we were never introduced to her prior to this. Oh, by the way, Teresa, who was his wife for the first three goddamn movies, she wasn't in the film.
Also, I
She was
maybe 'cause,
replaced. Why?
the Gabrielle Union thing, probably because she's married to D Wade now. That's why she hasn't been in the last two movies.
Brother, she's an actress. She's done movies since her and D Wade's been together.
Wasn't she in Think Like a Man as well? Or am I bugging?
Both of them, yes.
But when those came out? When's the last time Think Like a Man came out?
Think Like a Man
Wait,
2.
So yeah, she's an actress. They supposed to act out those scenes. So
Yeah, but you could still have a choice as an actor or actress to do certain scenes.
Well, yeah, all right. But aside from that, there's still no reason she couldn't at least be in the film as a supporting character.
100%.
Busy.
I think she should have been in the third one.
You got kids now. She's busy.
Maybe, who knows? But
bro, she's doing films and shows now. I'm not trying to hear that respectfully.
It might mess up with other schedule. You know, I'm just saying.
Hold on. So Bobby said something that kind of made me remember something that I didn't like about the fourth film. It has to do with the third film. It's still weird as fuck to me that about the whole, because the son, no matter what, took out the captain. I don't know. I think he got off still too easy, or the Marcus should have hated him on the low or something. I don't know. I feel like that character still got off easy. There was something weird about him interacting with a lot of these characters, despite him killing the captain. Like he himself killed the captain. Ain't nothing, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If honestly, I'm not gonna lie. He should have died in the third film. Honestly, should have just.
Wait, you said
I take hands from him and push on with the same story, with just the Marcus and Mike. Honestly, I don't know. It's very iffy to have him walk around, talk to a lot of these characters in the face when he still killed the captain. That's just me.
I'm confused. You said Marcus should have had animosity towards him?
Yes.
Why?
Well, he's not the father.
Okay, and so why should Marcus? Oh, because he killed the captain.
Yes, last I checked, Bobby, Marcus loves the captain as well.
Of course, but the thing is,
even despite that whole, he almost died, and he's saying, you should reach out to him through your heart, all that fuckery. Take that out, I would still think he's supposed to have some kind of animosity or distrust to drive out more drama. Because I don't know, it was very iffy to me.
If you look at it from Marcus's perspective, right? The third film into this one, he's been the mellow one. He's been the one that's been more of a family man compared to Mike. He's been the one that's trying to like have Mike settle down. Even from the second film, honestly, that's always been the dynamic.
But the captain was his family, though. Captain, how was his family?
I know that. I know they looked. I understand that. What I'm saying is, I understand Captain how has been like a father figure to them. Which is why they was going so hard, because the media and everybody was trying to frame Captain Howard. But also, from Marcus's perspective, you know who he loves more than Captain Howard? Mike.
Ooh.
And Mike, that's his son at the end of the day. And so him trying to kill his son, bro.
I didn't say kill his son. I didn't say kill. I
You
said
said his son should have died.
Does that mean Marcus should kill him?
You made it seem like Marcus should have been the one to kill him.
Oh, you made an assumption, sir.
Hashim, did he not just insinuate that?
He said he should have animosity towards him.
And he said he should have died. So who's going to kill him? Marcus.
The mom shot the son. Remember that? And he could have died right then and there.
Yeah, but that would have been too easy. That's, you know.
You would have hated it more.
Point is, Bobby, Marcus was not the one I was talking about.
So you think the mom shooting him should have killed him?
He should have died in some way, yes. He should have fell in the fire or something, or just said, you know what, I can't. I've done too much. My hands are stained with blood. I just gotta go and kill himself. Hey,
Hashim, before you say what you was just about to say, I'm just gonna say this. If his son died in the third one, we would have never gotten the fourth film because he was the main reason this fourth film was even tolerable. But go ahead, Hashim.
Hey, one, it don't even sound like y'all more the fourth film now. Two,
Hashim, I said it before. When they had the trailers, I said why. But go ahead.
I know.
It's not that I didn't want a fourth film.
No. After watching the movie, you could have been I feel like you would have I could have lived without seeing this fourth film. Second point.
Yes.
Do you think by the son dying would have made it a better movie? Or the plot would have been better? It would have got you more invested?
If he died in this film or the third one?
This third one. Oh, this film?
If Mike's son would have died in this one, would it have been a better story?
Yeah.
No.
Or the plot would have been better.
No, because the whole film is centered around, I guess, reflection in a sense. Mike is having panic attacks throughout the film because he has a realization that everything he touches or that's around him dies. And so he's trying to protect Captain Howard's legacy, but he's also trying to have a relationship and protect his son. So his son dying, although I understand what Wale's saying in terms of when you do too much, your sins kind of catch up with you, but I feel like it made more of a heartfelt moment to see them be able to have those moments with each other throughout the film and connect, which is why I feel like the film should have just been centered around the two of them relationship and them protecting each other, going from the third one where they were trying to, he was trying to kill him for his mom. And then this fourth one, it could have been, hey, my son's out of jail. I got my son out of jail because I need him to help me with the man that he killed, that he didn't even want to kill. But now we trying to, we try and go against the establishment, so to speak. I think that would have been a way better story, personally.
But you can't have Bad Boys without the two bad boys.
You could have had Marcus in the film, but he did not have to be a main character.
He had to. You have.
No,
to.
He didn't. No, he did
it's not Bad Boys then.
You have
yes,
to. Yes,
it is. Yes,
no, it ain't. That's Bad Boy.
It's called Bad Boys Ride or Die. You could have had it where it's a father-son relationship and Marcus is in the background.
The son is not part of the Bad Boys. He's not part of the singing the Bad Boys theme song. They're basically, it's their code name, Bad Boys. Marcus and Mike. You can't have no one else. I'm sorry. You just can't.
People wouldn't have came to the movie if there was just it's him and his son. And, oh yeah.
You didn't have to.
He's also highlighted.
And that was the complaint of the third film, Bobby. You know that, right?
What was the complaint?
Marcus was not really in it like that as far as action-wise go.
He was in more action than the fourth one.
What?
The fourth one, he was.
No, I said the third one, there wasn't a lot of Marcus as far as action scenes go. There was a legitimate complaint about that. This film, although they still did a poor job, they had tried to fix that.
I was way more invested in Marcus's appearances in the third film than this one. The third one, he was way better as a comic relief. He was way better in terms of adding levity to the story. He was way better as a companion to Mike, to me, than this one. This one, I genuinely felt like he felt non-essential. I felt like the son and his relationship with Mike, and Mike, having a new wife and all that stuff, and his connection with Rita. I feel like all of that, and especially his son's connection with Captain Howard's daughter, who clearly had a witch hunt out for his son, which is why she didn't want to believe in Michael Marcus at all, even though Rita was telling her like, "Yo, you've known them all your life." That to me was the investment of the story, not Marcus
Yeah,
in
but
the
he's an
scenes.
accessory to one of the bad boys, which is Mike. He himself is not a bad boy, nor does he have the potential to be a bad boy.
You don't have to advertise it as father's son, but you can still advertise it as if
Pe-
what?
People would have been tight if it was advertised as them two, and then it's like, no, it's just him and his son.
Okay, so then what's the alternative to the story then?
Not having the movie.
They was gonna have the movie. So I'm asking in terms of this fourth installment, if what I'm saying, what I think should have been isn't the answer, then what's the answer then?
It's literally
This
everything. It's literally everything I said about Marcus being taking on a different role after his heart attack from Mike.
I was about to say, you guys basically everything that you guys said was a con, just fix it. Pacing. Give more of a story to Marcus and not fly by stuff, significant events that happened within the movie.
Oh, another thing too, I, I understand in a sense that like Bad Boys is kind of like a propaganda film series in a sense of like it's meant to, in a sense of like it's meant to make cops look like, or detectives or people of law enforcement look kind of like fun entertainment type of thing, you know, in a sense. It's like subtly, not like overtly, but subtly. That's what it's kind of like a propaganda thing. Now, I still enjoy it, but that's the reality. That being said, I did not like the idea of you have all of these people in the establishment within your own organization trying to sully the name of Captain Howard, and yet Mike and Marcus's mindset was just, oh, it's just a few bad apples. Like you got this whole dude who has who's trying to kill you and take over a plane and have y'all hostage, and y'all still have the mindset of, oh well, you know, it's just a few bad apples and it's not the corrupted system of, you know, a bunch of people. That little undertone turned me off a little bit too. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he still trusted Rita, considering she was with the mayor, and you know, the mayor ended up being dirty.
Yeah, well,
especially when you're not with her. Which again, I don't understand why he was not with Rita when they was literally teasing that the whole third fucking film.
He must have missed the in between film, Bad Boys, temporarily.
Right.
All right, Wale, if you had to rank the four films of Bad Boys,
the
how
first two in first place and the rest right under that.
Okay, but can you rank it 1 to 4, please?
Oh my god. So depending on my day, one day it could be 1, 2, 3, 4. Another day it could be 2, 1, 3, 4. At the end of the day, the fourth one's still at the bottom. The third one is at the bottom of the first two. So there you go.
What's your ranking, Bobby?
2 is number 1 for me for sure. It's my favorite movie ever. I think it had the best combination of comedy, action, a little bit of romance, and story. The first one is a classic, so that would be second for me. It was pretty funny, and I think it had the best action of all the films. But I think the third one is close to the first one. I think the third one's closer to the first one than the second one, to be honest. In the sense of the third one, I think had a really good story. It had some similar issues, not too extensive, but I see what Wally meant with the third one having issues. But I did like the third one's story, and then this fourth one is 100% last. It's yeah, I hate saying it like that, but yeah, that's just the reality of it.
Y'all want y'all money back.
Oh God, I spent 17 on that shit. When it first came out, I think it was like $25, depending on the theater.
I wonder what the rating is for the movie.
Let's look it up on Rotten Tomatoes. What's the rating? Someone look it up, please.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
I gotta turn different ways though.
So while Hashim's looking that up, Wale, what would you say? Who would you say was your top 2 or 3 favorite characters of this film, if you had any?
Of this film?
Yes. You had to have a couple favorite characters that you were rooting for, or did you like that they're acting, whatever the case?
Mike
Mm.
and
Why Mike?
in this film.
Yeah.
Well, because he was the anchor to taking this story somewhat seriously, and he had stakes with his whole anxiety stuff. Uh, Second, I don't really have another. I mean, probably Rita.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. Why Rita?
Again, she was a character that I could help take it seriously. Connection of Mike, and then the whole revelation with her husband, especially in the elevator part, that was good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
such wasted potential there too. If they were still a thing, with her being a part of the action and possibly getting gunned down, that could drive up his anxiety way more. So,
Imagine
uh,
if she was the one that was kidnapped instead of his wife.
yeah, and then fighting and all that. Anyways,
That
yeah.
could be the plot for 5.
Nope. No.
5. Don't do that. Don't wish that.
No.
Don't wish that.
Don't
Stop.
want a fifth one.
No.
That is
No.
Y'all didn't want a
to answer
fourth
any
one.
questions. To answer any questions beforehand, like afterwards, in hindsight, no, I do not want a fifth one. Already big fat fucking no. I don't want one where it follows Reggie and Mike's son. I don't want it with some replacements and ammo. Nothing. I don't even want with Martin Lawrence and Martin. No, just I mean.
You said
Will
Martin
Smith and
twice.
Martin Lawrence. Fuck.
Yeah, you want twins.
You know what I mean. I don't want a Bad Boys 5.
Even if Gabrielle Union come back?
No, leave it alone. It's done.
Brother,
No.
we didn't gotten 20 Fast and Furious. You don't want a fifth Bad Boys?
No, I don't. No.
I keep it going
No.
for life.
No.
For life. For
No.
eternity.
Anyways, Bobby.
Bad Boys for eternity. I like that.
Bobby, your favorite characters?
Like I've said multiple times, I love Mike's son's character, excuse me. I forgot his name. I apologize, but I think his character was great. I think he was the pulse of the film. His story with in relation to Captain Howard, his story with Mike, just having them be more rugged and ragged and everything. I thought he was great. And also Rita's a good pick too. I would also say Reggie. I really like Reggie. I think I love the callbacks, but I also like seeing him in a fighting scene and him using his army background. I thought that was really dope. I think he could have been involved in the last leg of the film, to be honest. A lot more considering what he showed in the house, protecting, Marcus's wife and protecting his wife and everything. Definitely should have been the last leg. That's another problem I had, but long list. But yeah, I thought the side characters carried this film for the most part, to be honest.
Wow. By the way, what do you guys think the rating is on Rotten Tomatoes? IMDb? Am I saying?
IMDb?
Yeah. What do you think that one rating out of 10?
Out of 10?
IMDb?
Yeah.
Probably like a 7 or 8.
Okay.
And Rotten Tomatoes, I'm gonna say for critics, probably some beat writing shit like 90, and audience probably like 80 or something.
IMDb, I would say, I think the people will probably like this more than the critics. I don't think the critics probably like this at all. IMDb, I would say probably like 8.4 or something in that range. Rotten Tomatoes, I think is probably low. I think it's probably like 55 or 60. And then the audience, probably more than that. I think the audience would definitely like this more than the critics.
Probably. Drum roll then.
It was 7 out of 10.
All right, I was close.
Rotten Tomatoes, 64%.
I was close.
Surprising. Okay.
I was close. I knew it.
Passing grades.
64 is not passing, brother.
Round up, what?
60.9?
No, 64 you round down.
Right.
What was the audience, Hashim?
Let me check. I didn't know that was an option.
So it was basically 70% of the audience and then 64 for the critics. Does that surprise you, Wale?
You want to see the audience?
Audience for
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
97%.
Yeah, see, meat writing shit.
97%.
That just proves that y'all are too critical. Y'all are critics, just like I said in the beginning of this podcast. I'm not as critical as you guys. Y'all are movie critics.
97% is nasty as fuck. I'm sorry. I'm
Or
sorry.
honestly, people's tastes are just trash.
Nah,
A bunch
impossible.
of
See,
bunch of trash.
Impossible.
See, the thing is, how much you want to bet most of the people who voted that high barely watch movies?
Probably.
What does that matter?
It does matter. You know why? You know what it is?
Why?
No. Let's be realistic here. A lot of the people who like the most commercialized shit, they like it because they don't consume much of anything else. It's the same way with music, where it's people who love Drake or love like mainly commercial artists. It's because they don't listen to anything that is not on the radio or anything that's not Billboard. So those people, I guarantee, don't watch movies that much, if at all.
Why does it matter? If it's a
It
good
does
movie,
matter.
I'll honestly take a stab at this too, and say there's a biased audience among the midst of this
Impossible.
rating. And
Impossible.
the reason why I say that is can be very overzealous when it comes to a project focused around our people.
I mean,
And they will make exceptions for questionable writing in these movies. So that's some of the factors I think about, because I saw it with some friends and they were like, "Oh my God, wow, how come you didn't like this?" Blah blah blah, and then the conversation dwindled down to, "Y'all liking this because you're seeing two black brothers in the movie."
did they see the first three?
Yes.
And they said they liked this the most?
They didn't say they liked it the most. They said it was a really good film.
And what was their reasoning?
It was just funny,
Funny?
action-packed. Like
Not everybody has to have your same
very
humor.
very flimsy like statements, and I was just like, you're not giving me reasons. It's just, you're not giving me real concrete reasons to convince me that you found reasons to like this film besides like superficial entertainment shit.
Look, sometimes that's all it needs. All you need to do to like something is just be entertained. You go to movies, be entertained.
Hashim, I understand everyone doesn't have my sense of humor or Hashim's or yours or Wale's. That's not my point, though. What I'm saying is certain shit is everything's subjective, right? Of course. But certain stuff is just kind of like, all right, bro. It's kind of like there was several jokes throughout the film that were corny, objectively corny as fuck, bro.
Even if you found them funny, you can't tell me there's a lot of plot holes and inconsistencies and just a bunch of contrivances where it's like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you doing this? A lot of people vividly said the stuff with Marcus, like saying, "I can't die," and going to traffic was corny. Like, why?
Hashim, this man Marcus had a whole heart attack, and they teased him actually dying with Captain Howard, a scene with Captain Howard on the beach.
Wakanda Forever shit, man. Oh my God, you reminded me of that.
Hashim, they teased Marcus seeing Captain Howard as if he was dying, and they did that multiple times within the film, and it got worse every time they did it because they didn't do it in a serious fashion. It was tongue-in-cheek as fuck, and there was no serious tone to the idea of him actually withering away. And they did the same thing with Mike towards the end of the film. And you know how they did that at the end of the film? With Marcus slapping him 5 times. Stop being a bitch.
Did you enjoy that scene?
No.
Oh.
Why are you doing that?
Maybe as reference to the Chris Rock slap.
Damn, that's crazy. You don't fuck with Willow Martin, huh?
Is it crazy? Yeah, listen. I want y'all to rewatch this episode and say, "Is that crazy again?" Go ahead, Wale. What's your last thoughts?
Oh, that's what we're doing. No Bad Boys 5. All right, just let it end.
Hey, They said the same thing about Fast and the Furious.
And in the one they haven't had a good one after 6.
After 6 is crazy.
I'm just being honest. I saw
6
this actually
movies?
the 7 one was the 7 one was okay, but after
So
7
that must mean they're doing something right.
no, because all 10 of them was not good. Of some of them was great, a couple of them were classic, and then the rest of them were just there.
If y'all keep going to watch these movies like Bad Boys 4, Fast and Furious 10, they're gonna keep making them.
Brother, you think I watched all 10 Fast and Furious? I watched like half of them.
You
I
got
don't
up
know.
to 7.
I didn't watch all of them, but I watched
Oh,
one.
you lost me because this is why you didn't like it as much because you're not connecting. Did you watch Tokyo Drift?
What?
Yes, I did.
Too Fast, Too Furious?
Yes, I watched the first one, the second one, Tokyo Drift, 5.
You skipped 4?
Yeah. I didn't
See,
watch
you
that.
lost. You lost. You lost the story. You don't know where the story is going. That's why you might be confused.
I'm gonna just put this out there. For any movie series or game or whatever, you should be able to skip one and still be able to watch it on a standalone.
Whoa, that was crazy.
Yes. Yes.
That is a wild take, Bob.
How is that a wild
Never heard
take?
in
Hey,
my life.
I was just messing with you, but that was a wild take.
How is that
That
a
was-
wild take?
What the
I should
That's
be
a wild
I
take.
should be able to watch this film by itself and appreciate it by itself, even if I didn't see the third one.
Oh my,
How is that a wild take?
oh
That's a
my
wild-
God.
That's absolutely wild take.
You can't enjoy something standalone
That's
without
saying that's saying like, oh, I watched the first 3 movies of Harry Potter, or I read the first 3 books of Harry Potter, skip the 4th one, and I'm watching the 5th one.
yes, obviously parts of the story is going to be confusing to you, but you can still appreciate what the film was carrying
It is
forward.
different. It is different if it's a spin-off series or a spin-off movie. If it is a mainline sequel movie, you cannot skip the first or whatever came before it and dive right on in the middle of the story with all this other shit. You're not gonna get the whole story, the full spectrum. Boy, you know what? That's another thing too, Bobby. With your logic, someone could come into Bad Boys 4 and say it's the greatest movie ever.
No, based off of what?
That's
Bad
the
Boys
question.
4.
That's the question. Yeah.
All I
based
said-
off what?
All I said was if they didn't see the third one. I'm not saying if they didn't see nothing related to Bad Boys and this is their only film. Okay, yes, then I'm just saying it's kind of like how I look at it from a music perspective. You can like a song by standalone without it being in the context of the album. I look at it the same way. You can like this.
An album and a song are different from a movie.
What I'm
or
saying
any
is,
piece of-
if
Go ahead.
there's a song that you have that's your favorite song within the album, and the album has like a theme or a concept, right? And you like the song within the album, you should also be able to listen to the song by itself without having to listen to the whole album.
It's different.
How is that different?
That is different from a movie with a set
That's
of
like-
characters and a plot and conflict
like-
resolution.
It's like me telling you a story. I'm like, yeah, I was walking down the street, skip a part. So yeah, I was swimming my pool in my yacht. And how you get there? How you get there?
When you
5
get
years later, I was swimming in a pool in my yacht. How you get there?
Damn, this man moved to Florida, got a yacht now. That's crazy.
And I'm pool in the yacht. That's why I was swimming in it.
You got a pool in the yacht? Oh, big
Yeah.
money over here, big Florida. That's
But
crazy.
I
That's
think
funny,
that's a good point to end on. Thank you guys for watching. Please follow us on all social medias, whether that be TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, obviously. Subscribe, smash the like button. You guys already said your last thoughts. And thank you for watching. Always support. If you want to be a guest on the show, please let us know. Reach out, DM us. Don't be scared. We're very friendly people. We're not a beer.